said, yep. You already know what it is. Southpaw Talk with Southpaw Slick. And today's video is going to be based on conversation that I had with a few of my coworkers. And we were talking about marriage, right? Women wanting to get married in particular, or better yet, not wanting to get married in particular. One of my coworkers, who you have seen in my short videos, she's 20 now, and she's pregnant with twins from her boyfriend of 3 years. I asked her if she wanted to get married. She's like, yeah, she wants to, but at the same time, she's not sure because of the possible, divorce and all the BS that comes along with it, that she's not really sure about it, right? Okay, that's her. Maybe, maybe not. I asked the other one, the one that I've already talked about before, that wants to be a housewife and everything. She herself is more than certain that she wants to get married. And I told her, that's good, because a lot of women are starting to not want to get married. And she was like, what woman doesn't want to get married? And then I told her, you'd be surprised. And then she tells me, well, any of those women that don't want to get married, they just want to be hoes. That's very telling. Maybe she's trying to tell us something with that. Maybe she's trying to tell us something with that. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about in this video, is women don't want to get married either. Yes, of course, women want to get married, but there's a growing trend of women that don't. Now, after I talked about it with a few of my coworkers, I looked it up on Google. There was 2 sites that popped up. UH.edu. Their reasons for women not wanting to get married was infidelity, increasing career opportunities, independence, and finding more security living with parents and siblings. Now, the infidelity thing, we already talked about that. The top 10, 20%, that's what you're looking at. The bottom 60 to 80%, those guys are lucky if they get one woman, right? The men that you desire the most, you have competition because those women want that same guy as well. That's why you're worried about infidelity. The increasing career opportunities, yeah, definitely. Women are getting their own bag. They're moving up the career ladder because they place themselves in a position to do so. Men, on the other hand, have rolled over and played dead. Men are not motivated and they're not goal-oriented like they used to be. Women have definitely, I would say they definitely superseded us in that department. I said, I'm not even going to front on that. I said, independence, definitely. Like I said before, you like your freedom, you like your space, you like to go where you want, whenever you want, see who you want, when you want. Why not? And finding more security living with parents and siblings. That's also something that has been on the rise, is people not leaving the nest. Not leaving the nest, failure to launch, right? That's both men and women. I'll say more so men, but there's definitely women that's still at home too. That's a topic that gets swept under the rug, but I'm glad it was in that article. And I'm going to link that in the description along with another one. It's from thehealthsite.com. Now, their reasons are very similar to ours as men. One, because they had 6, but number 1 is too much commitment. Once again, giving up your space, your freedom, your time. But the way I look at it, it's worth it if it's a two-way street. It's worth it if the feeling is mutual. So too much commitment, that's more like a cop-out reason. And that goes for both men and women. But this article was specifically for women. Number 2 that they had was they don't need a man for support, right? This kind of coincides with the career opportunity reason that was in the other article. I'm saying women getting their own bag. They're able to do their own thing. They don't need a man for anything. As far as emotional support, you can get that from your friends. As far as sex, you can get that definitely them. They can get it very easily. They can sleep with whatever man or woman that they want easily. So I'm saying, so being tied down to one guy that you really don't like, that ain't good enough for them. And that's fair. Number 3, don't want kids. Don't want kids, which is kind of hard to believe, all these baby moms out here. But no, for real. The population is on a decline, right? But it doesn't feel like it. That's what I'm saying. Statistically, yes. But in most of our realities, no. I see a whole bunch of them with kids, married or not, definitely not married, which is more common. Just pop out some kids, put the dude on child support, or if I can't get him on child support, run to the government and drain them out. Somebody's going to help me take care of them. Somebody's going to give me some benefits. Number 4, too many unhappy couples. Now, this one is something I definitely feel on a personal level. Is growing up, all the people that I went to school with that did end up getting married, family members throughout the years from my childhood till now, the majority of those marriages didn't last, or the majority of those marriages have a plethora of problems, right? It's like you're just married just because, it's cheaper to keep her, or with women, I don't want to start over. So you just rock it out, even though y'all can't stand each other. You're just tolerating each other. You know what I mean? Now, this is not necessarily to say that it has put me off 100%, but it's definitely made me more indifferent or impartial to the whole marriage thing. It's like half of me does want to get married, half of me is kind of iffy about it. It's like I always go back and forth with that. And their number 5 reason was, why legalize a marriage? Something men have been saying for years now. Why do I need a piece of paper? I'm saying it's like we married now anyway. We've been together all this time. Why do we need a piece of paper? Why do we need a fucking ring? Why do we need to walk down the aisle to solidify it? Why do we need, the state, the government to get involved? I'm saying this should just be between us. You know what I mean? But now women are starting to feel the same way, right? And number 6, the thought of it is a put off. Exactly, it's a put off. But that would kind of go with the too many unhappy couples. So you can kind of put those together. I'm saying it's a put off because you're thinking of examples that you have. And there's not many good examples to lead by, right? It's like, I ain't feeling this shit, right? Now that I'm talking about this, it made me think about the criticism that Ashanti has been facing recently. She's 42 now, still looks good. She is bad. It's like she look better now than she did back then. But she's been getting a lot of flack about not wanting to get married. We don't know that for certain, but it seems like she doesn't. She's 42, never married, no kids. And I'm thinking to myself, that's probably it. She's probably never going to get married. She probably doesn't want to get married. She don't want to have kids. Yeah, she hasn't vocalized it, but based on how you're moving, that's the vibe I'm getting. She's just, she's free, she's happy, she got money. Once again, the independence, the freedom. I can do what I want, when I want, do who I want, when I want. And that's it. And in her case, she got the money, the looks, the status to be that. Maybe she don't want to have a kid because she don't want to mess up her body. I don't know. Maybe she don't want to have a kid, and maybe she doesn't want to get married because of the BS she dealt with Nelly for 9 years? That's what I'm saying. Maybe she fuck it, I'm not going to do this shit again. Or I'm going to keep things very casual, like a lot of men are doing. But ultimately, as far as just your everyday average Jane, I'm starting to think they don't want to get married because they came to the realization that we don't want to get married. Men are not lined up to get married like they used to be because it's too risky. Women don't want to get married because we don't want to get married. I think that's what it really is. I could be wrong. Now I'm not 100% wrong, and I'm not 100% right. But I guarantee you there are some women out here that feel that way. I'm saying these dudes, they don't want to commit to us, so I'm not going to want to commit either. That's it. They just following what we do. Once again, once men start doing something, women have to do something or create something that's parallel to that. You know, red pill, pink pill, MGTOW, WGTOW, incel, femcel. That's what I'm saying. Always got to do what we do. Men don't want to get married, women don't want to get married. If men were lined up to get married, if men were willing to put their head on that chopping block, still, women would also be the same way. I'm saying when it comes down to it, like my coworker said, what woman doesn't want to get married? Most women grew up with that Disney fairy tale dream. Putting on that wedding dress is one of their biggest dreams. And that's all of a sudden you don't want to. I'm not buying that. Now, I'm sure some women genuinely don't want to get married, but like I said, I'm starting to think that some of them don't want to because we don't want to. I guarantee you some of them feel that way. If, like I said, if men were lined up to get married, they would be lined up to get married. As I said, things are imbalanced right now. I want to talk about this more, but break's about to be over. Southpaw Slick, I'm out.